Sports Talk Show with Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's Braves Country with Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
This is the Make a Difference Minute
And the Mark White Show.
Marmac Real Estate has 8 offices throughout the state of Alabama. That includes Decatur, Hartsville, Coleman, Florence, Killen, Muscle Shoals.
Good morning, everyone.
There are more than 140 agents throughout Alabama. You can easily reach one of those agents by going to marmac.us and tell them the Mark White Show sent you. On this Make a Difference Minute, I have Brenda Gann of Cooking with Brenda Gann in Andalusia, Alabama.
I've taught for 25 years, and I taught, well, the first place I ever taught was Crestmont Elementary School, and that is in Northport, Alabama. I was in my early 20s, and that was before they limited the classroom size. I had 5 reading groups, if that tells you anything, second graders. And back then, you taught them everything. If they got it, you had to give it to them. There was a group of guys in my church that said that, hey, we're going to pay you. We want you to do a cooking school thing or a little cooking demonstration, whatever.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get my poll question up. I apologize to you guys.
I was cooking for my family for Sunday lunch. I call it dinner and supper.
All right.
You know, I'll say lunch for you folks out there that do that.
Good morning.
You know, I think I know.
I don't.
I'm gonna hold my phone up and I'm gonna make biscuits, and they're not gonna see me, but they're gonna watch my hand, and I'm gonna show them out. And I did, and I put it on my little personal video page, my own little page. I had about 500 people.
Oh, man. No. What's up? It's a radio show, my friend.
So now my show on Cooking with Brenda Gann on Facebook is right at 3 million. It's just a little bit.
Sorry about that. It's a radio show.
And so that's how it started. And it's just important for me for people to be able to cook from scratch.
In the metro Atlanta area.
Follow Cooking with Brenda Gann on Facebook. Gann is spelled G-A-N-T-T. Be sure to follow the Mark White Show on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to the Mark White Show podcast wherever you get your podcast. This is Mark White encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
The LA Lakers outlasted New Orleans Pelicans to get out of the play-in round.
The Lakers have advanced to the NBA playoffs by winning their play-in game at New Orleans, 110-106. The Lakers dominated the second quarter, outscoring the Pelicans 34-16 to take a 10-point lead. LA also overcame a strong performance by Zion Williamson, who had 40 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. He was the lone Pelican with more than 12 points. 3 Lakers, meanwhile, scored at least 20 points, led by LeBron James, 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. Anthony Davis delivered 20 points and 15 rebounds, and D'Angelo Russell had 21 points as LA earned a first-round meeting.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, sir. It is. Thank you very much, my friend.
Major League Baseball American League winners included Detroit, Baltimore, Toronto, and
It's all fun in games to someone losses and eyes, as they used to say.
Other American League winners included Cleveland, the Kansas City, Chicago.
Thank you for being with us, sir.
National League
We
winners
appreciate
were
you.
Philadelphia, Miami, the New York Mets, San Diego.
And we appreciate the next person going on. Elon is in the north. We appreciate you.
Seattle. In the NHL, the Washington Capitals take the last.
I don't disagree with you, Area 106. I do not disagree with you. It's just a weird Wednesday, so I had to come up with a weird Wednesday question, you know. Oops, sorry. I want you to get all up in my face. I don't want to get all up in you guys' face.
Was his 12th of the season. Having to do a little bit more things in the 200-foot game. So
I agree with you 110%. Hey, how did you sleep last night? All right, pretty good. Hope you slept well, my friend. I am a male, a heavy metal from back in the day. I'm not one of these today wannabe things. But no offense if that's what they want to do. So there's somebody already coming on starting something that's got nothing better in life to do but sit around and think that lizard people are real. Welcome into the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning to you, good evening to you, good afternoon to you, and a good night. Let's kick it off. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host with the most, the one, the only, Ryan O'Neal, and of course, 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud. Good morning, Steve. We're all over the RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, eh? And finally, the Jordan communication of family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at Atlanta's very own 99.1 FM WQEE, the talk of Atlanta, real live radio. And if you want your dollars to matter and you want to have the real listenership, this is where it's at. If you just want to throw your money away or burn it in the backyard, that's what you're doing with everybody else. Now, to all my haters, I got this to say to you. I am the man around here. Good morning to you. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Weird Wednesday edition. What's up, Steve C., my brother this morning, as well as Area 106. We're going to get rid of Amar because he wants to start some stuff, Area 106, because people are just want to start stuff just so that people will fight. So, and of course, you don't win when you get blocked. It's just that there's other people in here that don't want to argue, and they don't have time for that. They got better things to do. All these people in here got better things to do than to worry about somebody want to act up. There's always going to be one in the bunch. There used to be an old saying, there's always one bad apple in the bunch. I say there's always one uneducated person in the bunch that thinks, oh, it's funny to start a fight. Well, welcome to all our YouTube listeners as well. I know that's how it builds up other people's YouTube, but I don't care. I've got a lot of followers and everything. I have 50,000 listeners on the stream. I don't care. I'm not going to try to get into bringing in false narratives and making fun of elderly men and coming up with make-believe. If you're going to have comedy, leave it up to professionals like Jim Gossett, and stop stealing these people's funny lines, But you're going to leave it up to people like Jim Gossett and Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle. Let these comedians do all the funny stuff. And then we'll make fun of things, but, it's unfortunate, Area 106, that some people act like that. All right. And we got another person on with us, brand new. Like, subscribe, and share. Hernandez. I think that's how you say it. I think I got it right. We appreciate you being with us as well. Tell us where you guys are from. It's an early morning hours in the metro Atlanta area at 7:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are holding at 58 degrees is what it's telling me that in the metro Atlanta area. Time and temperature brought to you in part by those wonderful folks at Active Pest Control. Active Pest Control, summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Michael the Gru can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. Tomorrow, a big day is coming up here in the metro Atlanta area. The grand opening of Ever Home Suites, the extended lodge stay that's going to be here in Noonan, the second in the country from Choice Hotels. The first is in California, Los Angeles area, and we're bringing it here to the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. We had Emily, we had Lauren, and we had Brandon with us yesterday from the crew over there, and they're going to be inviting everybody out tomorrow because Dunk's Barbecue is inviting Dunk's Barbecue is going to be there with barbecue, ice cream from Rock Salt, and of course, music provided by an Alan Jackson impersonator. Of course, in the Noonan area, that's exciting because this is where the young man, or the elder statesman now, was born. So I bet you everybody, when he was running around here on the Chattahoochee, going, what's that little punk Alan doing? That boy, they're coming over here trying to get my daughter. Think he's going to play the guitar and be something someday. He ain't nothing but a loser. Yep. I I bet you Alan Jackson's in-laws were like that. And now Alan Jackson's sitting up there going, man, what's wrong? Why does everybody want to be in the country now? And he's not talking about anybody. For those of you that see these false conspiracy theories, that dude would never say anything bad about anybody. Them joining the music industry. Nirvana or Alice in Chains? I am like both. I can't choose. They both have a different styles. Alice in Chains was more metal to me. So I was more into heavy metal back then. Nirvana was more punk to me. I like punk, so it's hard for me to choose. So I put them both together. Sorry. Which one do you choose, buddy? Kurt Cobain, both of them died. You know, Kurt Cobain and Lane Stanley both died on the same day, years apart, of course. Kurt Cobain's death was in 1994. Some fans still feel, and it's not a conspiracy theory, conspiracy theories, or this is a real conspiracy theory. It's not like today's false conspiracy theories. People think that, you know, somebody did it. A lot of us felt like that. And then back, I think in 2002 or something like that, Lane Stanley died of a drug overdose. So, wow. How was the golden era of bodybuilding in your days? Oh, man. Steroids. I never was able to do it because I was too little. So there you go, guys. Another great question there. A lot of steroids. Everybody picks on Scott Steiner, the wrestler, for being that way, but at least the man's honest about what he's done. Everybody else like, no, we've never done that. Scott Steiner's like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. If you want me to go get tested for steroids, I think we need to take 10 people with me. She's all Sheamus on Monday. Good Lord Almighty. He's not built up right now. He's been off for several months. He's been eating a lot of cake or something. So. But, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger was one of the biggest ones back in the day before he got into acting. Good answer. I think Kurt was murdered. Yep, I agree with Nirvana. Is more punk, and I prefer Nirvana. So you're a punk rocker. Ooh, yeah. So you're into the Ramones. You're into dope. You're into, and no, not the stuff that people smoke. We're talking about the punk rock band. You're into Rancid and stuff like that, huh? And even older punk rock stuff. There you go. All right. Yo, what's up? Tell me what you want. What's up, my friend? We appreciate you being with us as you are joining us at 22 minutes past the hour, 58 degrees in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. And of course, in Atlanta, that is your time and temperature. This time brought to you by Southern States Bank, making banking easier for our good friends. Making banking easier. Making banking easier for our friends in personal and business. I don't know. I never really got into that conspiracy theory, my friend. And you notice I didn't call it a false conspiracy theory because some people believe that are not crazy like the lizard people lovers. I never really thought about it. I don't know. I never really looked close enough. I never really, to me, it wasn't important enough to get on the internet and look. So. Like I said, I don't really like getting into it on people. And we talked about Chris Cornell. Thank you for bringing that up. I've had Randy Rocket Cody on here. I'll tell you about that. We felt like he was killed, Chris Cornell. But back to the question there. Some people believe one of the former president's wife could be a man. But I never got into that. I think that was something that the news it's like the clickbaiters on the national, and of course all the people on YouTube and everything just fall into it, and it just so they can get the likes and everything. But it's like the national people when you're sitting there saying that, you're not really doing news. You're doing entertainment and making things up. And I've never got into that. I don't really know. I don't really think anything about that. So, but I do think that it's the same thing as the both news media want to talk about these two elderly men running for president falling asleep. How many boomers fall asleep every day while they're sitting there eating their waffles? Can you yell 1776 will commence again in an angry voice? No, I don't want to do that, Area 106. I can't do that. Yeah, 1776 will commence again. I guess I did it. I don't know. For Area 106. I'm sorry you asked me to do it. All right, let's get into the poll question this morning before we do a little bit of news for you. Elon Musk to Mars. Some of you want to see him go ahead and go to Mars. I gotta agree with you. Do you think we will live on Mars one day? 58% of you say yes, 17% of you say no, and 25% say, well, maybe. You kind of like me on that one. Well, maybe, you know. You're welcome, Area 106. Did I do it right? Did I do it right? And now I'm not part of the crew. Are they going to let me join in and help give me a lot of money? All right, United Nations human rights experts say on Tuesday call for de-escalation of tensions between Israel and Iran, as Israel said it was weighing in on a response to Iran's missile and drone attacks over the weekend. House Speaker Mike Johnson announced that they're going to be voting this week in two separate bills to get two different packages for Israel and Iran to continue. President Joe Biden meets with Iraq Prime Minister as tensions grow there in the Middle East, and U.S. is to impose a new sanctions on Iran over Israel's attacks. Those are some of the headline news you need to hear about. The United States are getting these new sanctions. These new sanctions and other measures will continue to be a steady drumbeat of pressure to continue and deregulate Iran's military capacity and effectiveness and confront a full range of behaviors that are problematic. So they're trying to start that. Are you a Jew? No, sir, I'm not a Jew, but I appreciate people. And I know that my Lord and Savior was part of that great group of people. So no, I'm not hateful and racist. All right. Iran and Israel have for years been in proxy conflict. Of course, we've already known this. Those who've not been around a while, for those of you that are in your 20s and stuff and like that, they usually sit down and listen. I know they say you guys don't, but I don't believe that. You actually do listen. That's just my belief, but I'm probably wrong about some of you young folks listening, even though you really do. There's been tension going on between Israel and Iran for years. It's been in the Bible as well. They've been fighting on this piece of land for a long time. So this is nothing new. So to let people know that, of course, conflict exploded into an open launched war on Israel as Israel launched their war back again in October against Hamas, and Hamas attacked innocent people at a festival at that time. Since then, Israel has been defending itself from attacks from Hamas and other proxy militaries from Iran. So different things. Our taxpayers are being funded towards, hold on. I got to do this with my good friends putting this on here. I got to read it for him. Our taxpayers are being funded towards train tracks for the moon as we speak. You got that right. You know you're right. Probably right. You're probably right. So there's some headline news for you right there. The U.S. CDC said it is investigating into a nearly 20 different reports on people experiencing side effects from injections. No. We're not going to get into the COVID shots because that's been not very, very real counterfeit Botox. You know, the same stuff that these rich people get to make their faces look good, and they cannot move their face like this, and they can barely talk like that and everything. Counterfeit Botox is on 20 different reports. People are getting sick from it. Then you can talk just like this. I'm going to get some Botox so I can look good. Staying looking young for the rest of my life. So I don't get made fun of by the young folks because, young folks, they have sense of humor. That's all they're doing it for. They don't want you making fun of them. Young folks. You're like, you're being nice to the young folks because they come in here, they say one thing, they pick at me, I pick back at them, and they stay on and talk. They don't act a fool. Plus, one day, I'm going to be old, so they're going to be like, remember that little old fellow with long hair on the radio on the YouTube? I don't want him sitting in a nursing home. I'm going to get him his own little house. He was nice to us. Somehow I didn't realize Lane died the same day as Kurt. Yeah, same day. And then just recently, C.J. Perry, the singer from Firehouse, died on the same day. This year in 2024. Now, is that unique or what? Now, there's some people out there to play. Hey, that all connects somehow. Yeah, it's weird, is it? I might have Randy investigate into that. Randy Rocket Cody from the Metal Den. All right, Randy, I already got you something else to investigate in. He'll probably like it. He'll be like, that's a good idea, Ryan. We're going to talk about NASA this morning in just a few moments. That's the reason for the poll question. They are doing some investigation on some samples from Mars so they can see if, I guess, you and I can breathe there. And we know Elon Musk is behind this. And Elon Musk, and one of my listeners likes saying he's just, trying to get everybody to look at me. And they're right. That's basically what that listener said. But, look at me. So they're right. They're right. They're not wrong. So, but anyway, we know that he's all into space and travel and the final frontier. He'll be the next Captain Kirk. But anyway, he wants to go to Mars. We told you about that last week. Now NASA's looking in this, and we're going to talk about it in just a few. So, but Elon Musk to Mars. Do you think we will ever live on Mars one day? 60% of you believe so. 20% of you say no, and 20% of you say, well, maybe. So we'll see. Yes. Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park died on the same day. Yes, they're connected. You guys go to it, buddy. I want you to go to RandyRocketCody.com and themetalden.com and subscribe to there. Randy he's on the show every month, the first Wednesday of the month. We talk about all this stuff. You can go back and listen to some old shows that we had and everything. Me and him were talking about the Epstein's list before it was popular. And there was times our show was shut off because of that. And the people that were on the list we were talking about. Oh, anyway, back to what I was saying. Every year we do a tribute to Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington on the show too. So yeah, I want you to read his stuff. He's got some in-depth reporting. And one thing that we felt like with Chris Cornell, before we take a break, I wanted to tell you that is I've got some listeners responding to that. Felt like he didn't kill himself. We felt like somebody strangled him. So a lot of things there. We're going to take a break. When we come back on the network, on the RyanORadio Penitentiary on this weird Wednesday, we're going to start getting some weird news for you, including going to the Mars. NASA is. Also, Ron DeSantis is pulled as supposedly, these are supposed to be controversial laws, but after I read them, I'm like, what's controversial about him? He's done way more controversial things than protect law enforcement and EMS from being attacked by rioters. Oh my goodness. Don't protect somebody in their job now that has to go home to their family that's barely making a living. Oh, yeah. They don't get paid a lot of money. some smaller communities, they don't get paid no more than what some of you make when working in I make as much as them and others. But it's not what I like. Back in a moment. You're in lockdown. No, I'm not gonna get into that news story. I want to get into this one. Adam Sandler is the type of actor that you either like or either like all or none of his movies. I like all of his movies. So I like Adam Sandler. I'm a weirdo, I know. Okay, all right. Oh, there's why. There's why. I was going to find this.
Our services for no cost, and all of our information is available on our website.
Oh, Click is a great movie. I'm sitting there as you're watching Click and watching me. You're what? I appreciate that. I'm being watched with Adam Sandler, the great Adam Sandler. PK on the air, my brother. What is up? Good morning to you. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, boys and girls, ladies and germs. We're back. I'm Saved by the Bell, ladies and gentlemen, and so are you. Welcome back into the penalty. Come on out of the penalty box. We appreciate you being with us. BK on the air is with us. Of course, our good friend up in North Georgia area. One of the greatest shows. Go like, subscribe, and follow him on his YouTube page. He talks about everything in the world of entertainment, all the way back to radio shows to the most modern movies out there. He knows it all. He does it all. And if there's a show that's been watched, I tell you, BK has watched it. If there's something watchable, he's watched it. Even if it's not watchable, he's watched it. And he knows about it. Better movie, Jaws or The Lost Boys. Oh, you're giving me a hard one there. I say The Lost Boys. Jaws was just about a big old shark. And I watched the first one, but the next two were not that interesting. I'm like, why didn't you kill him in the first one? You know, I know fishermen down in Florida that catch sharks all the time. So Lost Boys was good. I loved it. Keith Sullivan was in it. Alex Winter, who played Bill from Bill and Ted. Good morning, Ryan, Navajo Nation, BK as well, and everyone else says, Pete, Davis. Sweet Leaf says, Pete's here. Sue says, good morning. Tim says, about time you got here, Pete. Alice says, good morning from Canada, Pete. Mike and Dave from Canada says, good morning as well. Diana says, nobody ever remembers me, but good morning. Yes, good morning. We remember you, Diana from South Wales. Sarah from New Zealand's on with us this morning, as well as Robert in Australia, and Kiko in Japan. That was afternoon in Australia. Kiko in Japan at night. It's probably 9 or 10 o'clock at night. 9 o'clock at night there. All right. Before we get into some more news, Elon Musk to Mars. We told you about that last week. Do you think we'll ever live on Mars one day? 59% of you believe so. 18% of you say no, and 24% of you say maybe. So we'll see. All right. Hannah Reed received 18 months. She was on the set of Rust, where the gun went off and accidentally killed a director and a photographer on this set of Rust a couple of years ago when they were making the movie in New Mexico. New Mexico is not planning on being lenient to no one. Thank goodness. She's getting 18 months in prison sentence in New Mexico court on Monday for her role in the fatal 2021 shooting of a cinematographer. And the district court judge there, Mary Marlowe Summers, handed Reed 26 the maximum sentence allowable under the state law for involuntarily manslaughter, agreeing with the prosecutors who called her actions on the movie set extremely reckless. You better make sure. Why do you think back in the 50s, all the guns looked so fake and they looked like toy guns? Because they were real toy guns. The judge said she handed down the maximum sentence partly because the woman showed a lack of remorse. And you said you were sorry, but not sorry for what you did. You said you were sorry, she says, but not sorry for what you did. It was your attorney that had to tell the court that you were remorseful. Of course, you wasn't remorseful. I wish Alec Baldwin would serve time for it. His is coming up. His court case in New Mexico is coming up this month. I think not this month. No. It's coming up towards June. The end of May going into June, I think. Yeah. It may be July. I can't remember exactly. Let me see if they got it down here. I know that he's got a court case in New Mexico. Jurors are being selected for that. Yeah. July, that's it. And Alec Baldwin is expected to stand trial for involuntary manslaughter in July. He has entered a non-guilty plea in the case. Baldwin has maintained that he had never pulled the trigger, much less had any knowledge of the weapon was loaded with live rounds. David Halls, the first assistant director of the movie, testified that Reed's trial admitted that he neglected to check the gun properly and believed that the weapon had dummy bullets inside. And I'm doing these quotes for those who don't see me on the radio. So yeah, Baldwin's expected to go. When is the movie? That's a good question. I don't even know if the movie's going to come out. Area 106. I don't even know if it's going to come out or not. I don't think they put it on halt. And I know there was a lot of money put into it, but I don't even know would the star of the movie, Alec Baldwin, being on trial, all the stuff that's went on, him paying the families off and everything. I don't even know if the movie's going to come out or not. They hadn't really said if the movie is going to be released. So now David Halls was also charged with neglect of the use of the deadly weapon and sentenced to 6 months of unsupervised probation. And that was last year in a deal that he made with prosecutors. So, no, it's not a bad joke. That's a good question. You're making a joke, but you know how Hollywood is. If they could get around this whole situation and put the movie out, they would. And do you know how many people would probably go see that movie just because of this that happened? A lot of people, Area 106. You weren't making a bad joke. You were making a funny joke. But in reality, that if Hollywood could get away with putting this movie out, they would. The executives going, we spent too much money. We spent way too much money. I know, John, we did. We got to put this movie out. Okay, put the pieces together that we have, and let's put this thing out in theaters in the summer. When Baldwin goes to court in July, let's debut it the same week he goes to court. How big people will go see it. All publicity is good publicity. That's right. Let's put it out. It's going to be the #1 movie in the box office for as long as Baldwin's in court. And they're going to call up Baldwin. Hey, is this Alec Baldwin's lawyer? Yes, this is Alec Baldwin's lawyer. Swifty Swift. Well, Swift, we want you to make sure Alec stays in court for at least a month and a half because we're going to release the week that he goes to court this movie. It'll be 6 weeks. We'll make our money back, and then we're done. That's the line Hollywood lives by, yeah. So, like, Area 106 was making a joke, but the reality of it is, he's like, 100%, you're right, yeah. So, yeah. 15 minutes away from the top of the hour. We're currently holding at 58 degrees in the metro Atlanta areas. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Michael the Gru can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. We're gonna do a little Dirty Bird news for you right quick for Falcons news and Falcons. On to the Dirty Bird song. Again, the bird, the bird is the word. Pete says, the Running Man in real life, people would watch it. Yep, they would. Oh, the bird is the word and the Falcons are the word. It's Wednesday. You know what that means? I got to talk a little bit about Falcons this hour. We'll get you ready for Braves and Dreams and stuff. We'll mix it all throughout the morning. Some sports news for you. Morehouse football finished the 2023 1-9 season and decided to change head coach. Former Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Terrence Matthews is now with the program. He was with the Falcons from 1994 to 2002. That's a long time ago, ladies and gentlemen. You just made me laugh with that. The former Falcons great is naturally been wanting to be a head football coach. So there you go. We'll see him going to be doing the Morehouse. And Coach Morris with the Atlanta Falcons getting ready with Kirk Cousins. I know many people wanted Stetson Bennett to be with the team. We'll see in a couple of years if that might happen. Cranky Kim says, this is a question for everybody. I want everybody to answer this. Okay. Burning question this morning. Thank you, Cranky Kim. That's a good one. Have you ever scratched your bum and smelt your fingers? Please answer the question, boss. It's the test of honesty. Unfortunately, I have never done that and never remember doing that unless I did it as a child. But hey, it's a good old question. I like that one, Area 106. I might use that one morning next week. I'm sorry, Cranky Kim. I might have to take it. That's a very good question. Oh, Cracky. I'm sorry, Cracky. Cracky, I'm sorry. It's Cracky, but Cracky will do. Cranky will do. Cracky, sorry. Cracky Kim. Sorry about that. I know, Craggy. I know it's a cop-out. I still got to make myself look good, on the radio and everything. You know what I mean? But I love the question. All right, I want everybody else to ask the question in the feed. My buddy Kim, Cranky Kim said, this is the burning question. Have you ever scratched your bum and smelled your fingers? There's a lot of people listening out there now that's like, I don't really want to answer that. Cranky says, I do it more than I should. I'm going to ask that question. You shouldn't have said that. I love it. I love it, man. That's funny. Hey, people are just having fun up in here, my friend. They're just having fun. We let them have a good time. They're not causing anything. He's like, WTF, someone said. It's all right. They're having a good time. Area 106, it's a yes for me. He's being honest. Can never wipe too much, boss. Can never. Oh, I love it. Oh. Let's see. Personally, I haven't, said Pete, but I've seen people that have done it at your work. See, they're answering the question. People are like, wait a minute. Why you guys doing that up in that, having fun like that? Because that's just it. We had somebody drop in a comedy and come up with a funny question. Why not? We appreciate you, Craigie. We do. Thanks for joining us, guys. All right. My poll question is not as fun or cool as that one, but Elon Musk, we told you last week, is wants to move to Mars and wants to move us all to Mars. Do you think we will live on Mars one day is the question. 50% of you say yes, 30% say no, and 20% of you say, well, maybe, Ryan, maybe. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary all over the WQEE page and all over the world and all over our YouTube page. Monkey See, boss. There is what Cranky Kim said. Hey, you had a few people answer it for you, Craig. Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. Our sister, I don't know, whichever one, but I appreciate you being on with us. I really do. Back in a moment, we're going to take a break. You're on RyanORadio Penitentiary and 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, all over our YouTube page, our feeds, our streams, everywhere. Back in a moment. You made my morning, brother, sister, whichever one you are. You made my morning, Cranky. You made my morning. Thank you. I was a little down about some things. Trying to get this thing going this morning, doing what I do best, being myself. But you made my morning when you came on. I appreciate that. When we stop scratching and sniffing as a species, we may have a chance. True. But the bears are out there trying to take over now. Some of these odd news stories I got about bears. So. You made my day for real. Keep doing the positive vibes, boss. I appreciate that. Let's see. What do I have here? We definitely going to keep doing that. Hopefully. Wow. Especially with all the news that's going on out there. Uh-oh. Getting ready to come back.
Connecting kingdom citizens, kingdom businesses, and advancing the kingdom of God in this hour. Join us each Tuesday at 10 o'clock a.m. with guests who are sharing their faith, business,
Yeah, we'll just put that in there. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Our poll question this morning. Last week we talked about on Weird Wednesday, Elon Musk himself trying to move everybody to Mars. And my poll question is, do you think we'll ever live on Mars one day? 48% of you say yes, 33% of you say no, and 19% of you say, maybe. We appreciate everybody being with us this morning. Making my morning so far has been great. Still to come, we're going to talk about a couple of so-called controversial bills in Florida, and it's not been as controversial. Oh, you're leaving us? You have a great day. I wish you would stay on with us. But a couple of controversial bills in Florida. And look, if it was some of the other ones, I'd say those are controversial through it. But this one about protecting EMTs and EMS, emergency management people, and police officers when people are out rioting, quote, not protesting, but rioting and attacks, doesn't seem like a bad thing to do. And investigating into officers doing something to citizens, that's the bill. Basically, that's the bill, the two bills. One is to protect officers during fights and riots when they're called on protest, which we've had a lot of those on both sides of the aisle. And then another one is to have local investigations into misconduct that's going on. And people are calling those two bills controversial. So they won't let me hit a police officer. I can't get in his face and spit at him or smack him without him wanting to be able to arrest me. That's just not right. Or somebody going, you mean I can't just stop somebody because I don't like the way they look and shoot them? And then I'm going to be investigated? What's wrong with our society? Cancel culture. Cancel culture won't let you hurt nobody. Cancel culture. Cancel culture. You're a losers. You're a loser. That's what they say. You're a loser. So I guess I gave that story what I'm talking about, right? There you go. That's the bill that Governor Ron Desantis in Florida passed, those two bills. He signed them in on Friday to go in effect, and people are just complaining about it. I guess if you can't beat somebody up, it's cancel culture now. You can't shoot somebody. It's cancel culture. I mean, look, if you go out to somebody that's got 24 acres of land and there's a no trespassing sign, I mean, you probably expect to get shot. We all do. I know I would. If I went on their land and kept going on their land, if they come out and said, what you doing here? I got lost. Okay, leave. You just go that way. That's all. But other than that, out in the streets when people are protesting, you mean I can't hit somebody? I can't get in their face? I tell you what, I got to tell you a story. I got to tell you a story right quick before we go into the break. Trying to sleep and your neighbors are arguing. No problem with that, right? I guess one of them decided to leave the other or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the whole story. I just know that they were arguing and then the police showed up. Oh, they're both elderly. But I'm not going to make fun of either one of them falling asleep. That's not news media. The only difference is one Democrat and one's Republican. I don't want to make nobody mad. I'm not talking about them. But anyway, I want to talk about this story. I'm not putting either one of them down. I don't do that. People have their own choice. That's the way I look at it. If somebody likes somebody, that's fine. Don't bother me. They both scratch and sniff, but Biden denies it and Trump pays checks. No, he just made both of you mad. Okay, I got to do this joke before I tell the story about the police officer saying, hey, why did you call us if you invited her over and all that? I got to tell you this story. Cranky Kim said, what's the difference between Biden and Trump? They both scratch and sniff, but Biden denies it, and Trump pays the chicks off to say she didn't. Oh no, Cranky Kim, you're gonna make a lot of people mad. I had to do it, guys. You know it's a joke. I love you, no matter who you vote, whatever side you vote for. But it was a funny joke. I had to put it on there. He's just making my day today. I appreciate that. Back in a moment. That's a good one. I wish I'd have thought about it. You couldn't tell a joke about them sleeping because that would involve both of them falling asleep and people. Man, the news media, that's their top news story. Welcome to CNN. Trump fell asleep in court. Welcome to Fox News. Biden fell asleep as he was walking up the steps and fell. That's our top news story. Real news, ladies and gentlemen. Real news. I hear you, brother. Coming from he still says he thinks he's a better man for president. That's coming from a man from Australia. Well, at least you can make fun of them. I wish everybody could be that way and just go out and vote for who they want to vote for here. You're in Australia. You're safe. They're going to get me when I walk out the door today. Boy, did you let that guy from Australia say something about the president and the former president? Get the rope. They like one in Pace Picani commercials. That's what they'll be doing to me. I'm like, yes, it's called freedom of speech. They were having fun. Yep, that's it. Area 106 says they're both horrible choices as far as I'm concerned. I think a lot of people are feeling that way too, Area 106. The only thing I just dislike is our media and clickbait media trying to turn it into one is worse than the other as far as like, because Cranky just sit there and showed a joke that pointed out similarities. Our prime minister is shocking as well, so we don't feel bad. Oh, okay. Don't feel bad. I know, right? Most of the world, that's what I try to tell people in the United States. Why we having such high inflation is most of the world, most of this, and not like our countries, which are top countries, but some of the third world countries were down for a full year. Putin is standing up. Trump will stand up. Biden falls over. I just want to know. He's been as funny this morning. Cranky, I want to know, are you a professional comedian? If not, you should be, brother. I'd watch a comedy special on Netflix. And it's not dirty jokes, people. That's the thing. They're funny to the point, and they're not dirty and evil. Some people might go, why do you, what? But what about the scratching your butt? Well, it was funny. It was nothing offensive in there. Cranky, if you're not a comedian, you should be, my friend. I'm telling you. I love it. You're making my day.
1999.
I think the good Lord put you on my feed this morning.
It's Domino's Turkey Combo and it's all just $19.99.
I'm pretty handy around the house.
Oh, you operate machineries. You need to go out to the local stand-up clubs and do some of this stuff. Get yourself a career started. And that's somebody in the entertainment business when we don't even have, we have very few funny comedians. So cranky for comedy 2024. There you go. You see? You can use that in your comedy bit. That can be your introduction to the crowd. Is like, dig holes and that's what you can say. Welcome to Cranky Kim's Comedy Show. Thank you guys. I dig holes and F mold bosses. That's right. Good Lord sent you to me this morning. Put you on the feed. I was needing some comedy. It's making my show go better, go better. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I love everybody. I appreciate everybody's on too. That's tuning in all over the world as part of the feed. We do appreciate you guys. All right, let's see here.
Hey, sports fans. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time on WQEE. Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show. Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's Braves Country. Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m.
There's millions like you just in Australia, but there's not millions like you in America, bro.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or
I say there's nothing. I say there's nothing wrong with trying, because maybe in a few years you might have your own comedy special, then your own comedy show. And then when you have your own comedy show on Netflix, 30-minute comedy program, like the way 2.5 Men and all that kind of stuff. I'll come work on it with you. I'll behind the scenes for you. Produce it for you. Just when you get to be famous, just remember little old me.
The so-called Western forces of Texas and California have suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens?
You're moving to D.C. today.
That might be true. But I think people would love you in America. They would probably let you get away with that since you're from Australia. And you can say, I'm from Australia. Every time I'm from Australia, and when you're in America doing comedy, that's just how we are. Sorry. And people in America are like, well, okay. All right. Believe me. How do you think Dave Chappelle gets away with it? That's not a knife. This is a knife. I've loved Crocodile Dundee. You didn't think I'd know that. Paul Hogan was so cool. The original Hogan. Brother. Welcome into RyanORadio Penitentiary period number 2. I got to tell you a story this morning. And we got some headline news to get into. Also, it's Weird Wednesday, so we'll talk about NASA going to Mars. But let's all kick it off here on this edition of RyanORadio Penitentiary right now. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary here on lockdown with yours truly, Ryan Neal, and of course, oh yes, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast, Shout It Out Loud, across the RyanORadio media page, Earth Rock Radio, Arizona, New Mexico, and the Navajo Nation. What's up, sweet leafing crew? We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, as well as, ladies and germs, we are across the Jordan Communication and Family radio stations, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE, the talk of Atlanta, and the home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and educational programming, and great RyanORadio Penitentiary stuff. I did have fun at Baker's yesterday. You were right. Good morning, good morning, Captain Hot Buns. And to everybody tuning in, we appreciate it. To my haters, I got one thing to say to you. I am the man around here. Hot Captain Hot Buns is in the house with us. I have to do that. He's from Arizona. He's a LA Angels fan. How the Angels doing right now? I haven't been checking on them lately. I know the Braves have got the Houston Astros today at 2:00. You can catch that out on Braves Country Radio. Matt McGee will be bringing you play-by-play of that game on his YouTube site. Those who don't know who Matt McGee is, he's our afternoon drive guy from 3 to 5 weekdays. Live. All right, coming up this hour, we're going to talk about NASA, moon, things going on there, more with Elon Musk, and you haven't checked on them either. Well, it's just the beginning of the season. Been too busy watching basketball. Oh, that's been the hot topic right there with NCAA and then WNBA and everything. We'll talk about some strange and unusual news this hour. We're going to talk about a woman in France's body, ladies and gentlemen, that has been found in an old church that they say spirits are in. I don't know if it's the kind of spirits that are made in the woods or other kind of spirits, but we'll talk about that. Also, Captain Hot Buns, he's been busy with the basketball. Caitlin Clark, #1 overall draft pick for Indiana Fever. Everybody's talking about this poor girl. I want to drop this in before. I do have a story I want to get to at the end of the hour, but I want to drop this in before we get into our headline news and our daily devotion. People talking about, well, she's going to make less rather than returning to Iowa. Well, let me go ahead and tell you something. They were getting paid. But let me go ahead and tell you, she brings a lot of eyes and a lot of attention like she did in the March Madness playoff game to the Indiana Fever. She's going to get paid. T-shirt sales, everything's going to happen. She's getting a base pay, but she's going to be making up some big money. You wait and see. This young lady is the future of female sports right now. So you guys might as well understand when people are going, oh, I'm not interested in this, that, and that. She's going to get paid. That's it. Cranky Kim said, what about Diddy? He scratched Justin Bieber's butt and made him sniff. Him? Why are you talking about me? Him? Oh, no, look who's joining us. It's Michael. Yeah, I used to sniff too. Don't talk about Diddy.
I used to like doing all that sniffing as well. You know, I was on the list. I'm always happy to be on some kind of list.
Well, Michael, what are you doing joining us this morning?
Well, I hear you guys making fun of everybody and everything. And I think Cranky's a little mean. You know, my daddy used to be mean like that too.
Yeah, I know. That's why all of you young men lived on the straight and narrow for a long time.
I know. Our dad used to make us act right. Goodness gracious. It's just mean. Just mean. Diddy, I like his music. I know he likes to diddy on everybody. So did I. Michael Jackson out.
Thank you, Michael. I'm sorry, guys. Captain Bun says Caitlin Clark can shoot like Stephen Curry. Yes, indeed, brother, she can. And I feel like the young lady is going to make a lot of money. Everybody feels like, well, she's only getting paid this much. She was only going to be one more year with Iowa, and she's going to end up making a lot of darn money, is what I'm going to say. Michael just had to scratch his crotch for the same smell.
Hey,
don't come back here, Michael, trying to mess with my listeners.
hey, that's not right. Just because he saw what I was doing doesn't mean he's right.
All right, go on. What? Doesn't mean he's right. All right, Cranky. He got mad at you for telling the truth. But yeah, Captain Buns, I tell you what, I agree with you on that. All right, we're going to get into some news and our poll question here in just a few moments, and my story of the morning I want to give you and everything. But first, I want to do my daily devotion on the 17th day of April, being sponsored by Noonan City Church. We didn't get to it yesterday, so we got to get it to today. It's sponsored by Noonan City Church, transforming lives for Jesus' sake. Every Sunday morning, 8 a.m. services inside, 10 revivals outside, 9 and 10:30. I go to the 10:30 service, and 6:30 p.m. Pastor Jimmy Ellison inviting you out. All right, from Luke 12:22-25. Thank you, Sweetly. Sweetly says, yeah, you forgot to do it yesterday. Where is it today? Sweetly says, yeah, Tim, my Navajo Nation people are asking for it. I'm sorry. I've got to do it. And, you know, they wasn't running scared from the sun the other day. Bob says, so true, Ryan. We were not. Compassion Jesus. This comes from Luke 12:25, 1 Peter 5:7. Compassion Jesus, you have been teaching me that anxiety is the result of my vision of the future without you. So my best defense against worrying is communicating with you. Thank you for providing guidelines for me following whatever I'm concerning upcoming events. First, I must no longer linger in the future of being anxious. Anxious. I wonder there. Secondly, I remember the promise you have promised me, and including you in my thoughts as I plan for future events. I confess that this is a mental deception and it's a challenge for me, but my mind as easily slips into daydreaming, into, I cannot make it, this, that, and the other. I'm mad at somebody, I got to do what they say, And I'm just saying, I'm not saying regular doing what people say. Control. While I'm making plans, but I'm learning that the glorious reality of your presence with me now and forever outshines my any daydreams I can imagine towards the future. Yeah, there you go. Yes, I may read that once a day and everything, and our Navajo Nation people love it. That's our daily devotion, sponsored by Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. All right, headline news for you. 18 minutes past the hour. Now it's 60 degrees in the Atlanta metro Atlanta area. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, and gooey things at all. Mike and the crew can exterminate and lay the smack down for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, some headline news for you. United Nations human rights experts on Tuesday called for a de-escalation, ladies and gentlemen, of tensions between Israel and Iran, as Israel said it is going to weigh in on a response to Iran's missile and drone attacks over the weekend. House Speaker Mike Johnson says that they are looking into this, and with a vote this week for 2 different packages that there possibly would be able to help Israel and Ukraine out. President Joe Biden met with Israel's prime minister as tensions grow in the Middle East. Florida Governor Ron Desantis has signed 2 so-called controversial bills that go in effect as they sign them on Friday. That one is the Anti-Police Activist SB 184 Act. You have to stand 25 feet away from officers and emergency management responders or first responders, engage with them properly, and if you attack them, they have the legal right of arresting you. I got 50,000 plus, brother, on my Shoutcast. Just starting to build this the last few months on the YouTube. And 6,000 or something, 6,000 plus in a small community I'm in. Well, it's not a small community, but where it reaches. I don't claim to own everybody because there's so much other stuff to live out there. I could say I've got billions and billions of listeners like, some of the other people, but I'm telling you the actual listeners, sorry. I'm being honest. Wow. All right. Anyway, I should have more. I know I will one day. I'll have billions of listeners one day. Anyway, people also in violation of the rule and verbal warning will be affected. And if they don't follow that verbal warning, they will be charged with 2nd-degree misdemeanor. And H. Bill 601 is a law that's limited the abilities of citizen police activity on site and investigating the misconduct allegations against officers and others by local sheriffs and police chiefs in the area. Thank you. I appreciate that, Cranky. So that is some of the headline news for you this morning. Other news you can read for yourself. FDA warns California restaurant diners to avoid half-shell oysters because they could make you sick. They just don't want you, let's get it on, because you know what oysters do. But the half-shell there can make you sick. Men on scooters in New York City killed 1 and wounded 3 in the Bronx, according to a drive-by shooting in New York City. Scooter riding gunman opened fire on 4 police standing in the corner of Bronx, New York intersection on Tuesday evening, according to authorities. 1 was killed, and they're investigating into this. Bob Graham, former U.S. Senator and Florida governor, dies at age 87, according to his family on his social media. U.S. to impose new sanctions on Iran over Israel attack. Former North Korean diplomat charged with U.S. sanctions invasions, ladies and gentlemen. And authorities announce arrest in Toronto airport at a gold heist up there in Canada. Wow. Those are some of the headlines for you this morning at 22 minutes past the hour, radio news time and temperature. It's currently still 60 degrees under cloudy skies. Act to pest control. We'll take a look at your forecast in just a few moments, bringing you a look at that time and temperature right quick. Thank you. No, honesty will gain you more boss. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. All right, our poll question this morning. We talked about it last week on Weird Wednesday. Elon Musk wanting to settle on Mars. Talking about it's going to take a while to settle. Some of the ideas having to take people one time. If you're going to go, you're going to stay there for a while because there are going to be people that want to come back and visit, but they're going to be utilizing the space shuttles to come back and get accessories that they need. Well, Elon Musk to Mars. Do you think we'll ever live on Mars one day? Half of our society. 46% of you believe so, yes. 38% of you go, nah, because you're thinking with your logic that there's a possibility there's no oxygen in there. And 17% say maybe. Really, I don't care. That's what maybe means. I know what maybe means. When I say maybe, it's I really don't care. Would you come to the States and find a beautiful Texas? Oh, Cranky Kim said that he would love to come to the States and find a beautiful Texas woman. Something about Texas barbecue gets me going. Oh, you're right about that. But make sure you learn how to make their chili properly, because in Texas, if you don't make it proper, I think it's without. Is it without beans or without? I think it's without beans. And maybe with beans. Somebody that listens to me, let me know. Make sure you get it right. I know one young lady from Texas that listens to the show. Huh. Maybe we can make a love connection between the two of you. Texas is a big state, but make sure you get their chili right, because I'm forgetting how it's supposed to be properly done there in Texas. You make sure you get their chili right and their barbecue right, they love you. You get those two things wrong, you might be in some trouble. All right, we're going to take a break. Other headline news you can look for yourself. Search underway for the Holland American crew members who purposely went overboard. Also, IMF sounds alarm on U.S. debate, warning something will have to give. Those are a couple of headlines you can read for yourself on the WQEE. We let you read for yourself. We don't want to tell you what to believe. That's what real media is about. When we come, I will have a great story to tell you later on this hour, so stay tuned for that. But after the break, we're going to talk about NASA. All right, ladies, I'm gonna give it out for you this morning before we take the break. I was going to take the break, but I got to do this from a brother down in Australia, Cranky Kim. He took it off. He was talking about he was muscular. I think he's like Paul Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Fighting crocodiles, got that big old knife. There you go. I'm 6'4", full of muscles, and I'll give her a. That's hard for me to say. Guys, you got to come to my page. You got to come to the YouTube page and come on. Cranky Kim, this man needs to be a comedian. We wouldn't cancel in America because all you have to say is, I'm from Australia, and that's what we say. Okay, all right. He said, I might get canceled. I'm like, no, just in with something. Oh, that's not right. And they start being, kind of Karen acting. Go, I'm from Australia. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Telling you, bro, it'll work for you. You'll be a multi-millionaire and billionaire in a couple of years. You come to the States, find you a Texas woman, and then you'll talk about you came and found, that'd be part of his comedy stand-up. He came to Texas, found a Texas woman, and learned to make barbecue and chili the proper way. That'd be his stand-up. Bag of moments. Ladies, we got to get some Paul Hogan on here. He'll take care of you. Really take care of you.
Sunshine and clouds, mixture of straight afternoon shower is possible. High near 85, light and variable winds.
Oh, I'm going to do this just because you're on. I'm going to do this story just because you're on.
A few showers early on Friday morning with a 40% chance rain, high near 85. Strong winds may be gusting up to 5 to 10 miles per hour, then light and variable. Partly cloudy to Friday night, early increasing clouds, low near 60, winds light and variable. That's your active weather forecast brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodent critters or gooey things at all. Active Pest Control offers the best services and prices to protect your home. Offer at both monthly and quarterly pest control services, plus specific services like bed bug, vermin roach, and flea control. Even if you can't see them, insects are all around you 24/7. Active Pest Control wants to be the first line in the
Love America. There you go. We love America too here, being in America. It's still one of the best countries in the world. Still is. Well, we love Australia and Britain too. Except for on 4th of July, some Americans don't like Britain. That'd be a good joke to come up with.
Show. That's 678-829-SHOW.
Thank you, Pete. Pete says if Mel Gibson can make it, you can too. That's right.
Each week, we'll learn ways to be more sustainable in our everyday lives. We'll discuss exciting environmental news, ways to get involved locally, and we'll hear from women of color who are saving the planet in their own unique ways.
No, leave Britain with the lads, Australia and America. Fuck yeah. Yeah. We both begin with A. So there you go. We begin with the first letter of the alphabet. Yeah. Braveheart's your favorite movie. I love that movie too. And Mel Gibson is so cool. He's done a lot of great Lethal Weapon movies. The Passion of the Christ that he actually directed and produced. About 45's a fair radio.
We're actually all Vinyl 45. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Noonan, Georgia.
What's up, Noonan, Georgia, and everybody else listening worldwide? It's RyanORadio, Penitentiary, and Lockdown on 99.1 FM, WQEE, all over the 50,000 plus of you on the Shoutcast. We're across the RyanORadio media page of Spreaker, which puts us on iHeartRadio and Amazon Prime. Later on, you can download the shows later on off there. I'm live on Spreaker right now. We're also live on the Earth Rock Radio, 25 real radio stations, internet radio stations together on the Navajo Nation. Thank you, guys. And we're at the British Columbia Isles of Canada. Took one of our feeds on feed. That's why they're on their own. So there you go. We're on the streaming site as well as the YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and share, please. And let's get more viewers on there every morning. All right, let's jump back into it, ladies and germs. Let's jump right back into it. It's time for some strange and unusual news because it's Weird Wednesday. So we're going to do some odd news right quick before we talk about the NASA thing. It's about 32 minutes past the hour. Current conditions are still 60 degrees under cloudy skies out there in the metro Atlanta areas. Time and temperature brought to you by Southern States Bank, making banking easier, personal and, of course, business. East Alabama, West Georgia's only real true banking experience. All right, ladies and germs, this is for our Australian listeners out there. An Australian man took the largest pumpkin grown in the country this year and then turned it into a canoe, and then he paddled down the river. That's right. The nearly 900-pound pumpkin, which he named after a Game of Thrones character, was grown by Mark Peacock and scored a blue ribbon at the Royal Easter Show. The pumpkin, the largest to win an award at any Australian show this year, captured the imagination of Peacock's friend. And of course, Peacock's friend asked him if he could have the pumpkin before it became fed to farm animals. So he gave it to him. Oh, he had hollowed out the pumpkin into a boat and christened it Cinderella and paddled down a mile the same river of the in North-South Wales. Diana in South Wales is saying she heard about this. She says she wish she can be in a giant pumpkin like Cinderella. He lives just down the road from you? For real? Oh, man, I'd love to speak with him sometime. Maybe if you could get him to watch the feed, maybe one day we could talk to him about it. So there you go. There you go. Be one evening for him, of course. Probably do it on a Friday if he doesn't have to work the next day on a Saturday there. The pumpkin will now go on to serve its original purpose, feeding peacocks, cattle. Wow. That is so cool. Cut out a pumpkin into a canoe. Just think how many places would save on money doing that. Let's grow some pumpkins. They would save on any money. Pete says, that's cool. Cranky says he lives just right down the road from him. That is awesome. Diana says, oh, somebody else. All right. Yay. How the boys doing this morning, Diana? I hope they're doing well. All right, let's see. Let's jump into another news story for you. NASA is making a major announcement out about Mars's samples. They have a return mission as NASA, which is, of course, Elon Musk is involved with, plans to return samples of a Martian soil to the Earth and look at it. Soil and rocks back to Earth. A second mission is set off to see a spacecraft launch to the surface and pick up some more samples. They're going to send a third spacecraft out to pick up more samples. I guess they're trying their hard-earned. Peacock is a profound butt scratcher. What? Oh, he's okay. Well, he was probably scratching his butt while he was in the pumpkin going down the river. One hand with an oar, the other hand in the. Never mind. Anyway, looks like they're getting samples to see if we can breathe on Mars, because Elon wants to put some of us on Mars. Elon's like, we're going to go to Mars. Yes, we're going to go to Mars. Yes, all the people are going to go to Mars. We're going to do that. Yeah, I'm a billionaire. How do you think his pumpkin's so big? Scratching his butt? Okay, he's a butt scratcher. I see. Maybe I need to start doing that if he's getting giant pumpkins and making lots of money off of them. But I tell you what, Ryan, I think everybody should live on Mars. Why do you think that, Mr. Musk? Well, this is a better interview than I had with Don Lemon. Once Don Lemon asked me why I was letting Nazis on X, I was like, it's over. You can't be on here. Nazis have every right to be hateful. Well, sir, I'm not asking you about the Nazis or X. I'm asking you about space travel and going to Mars. Yeah, we're only going to take the rich there. No poor people are coming. Why would we want to take poor people? Then they would ask for our money. So, you know what? I just believe that if we take all rich people and they have their own little colony on Mars, and we can breathe that air, I think we'll be all right. And no ugly people are going to come either. Only pretty people are going to come to Mars. Whoa, Elon, wait a minute. What's wrong with you? Hey, it's called freedom of speech. Are you going to try to cancel me? I have X now. I make you pay for freedom of speech. Whoa, Elon, what? Wait, what? What? Wait, what? Yeah, I make you pay for speech.
What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This guy, maybe I won't let you on X either. Dude, I'm not on X right now. I don't even want to be on X for anything. No, I know you want to put your show. It's on YouTube and Facebook and everything, but you on X. The 20 people that have bought X, that get on there and put Nazi propaganda, are going to be. They are not going to want to see you. I'm sorry. They're not going to want to listen to your show, especially when you're asking me about Mars. And I'm telling you, only rich, good-looking people are going to go to Mars. But I've seen pictures of you, Elon. You're a little overweight. It doesn't matter. The new planet that's recently called Mars will be called Musk. And the colony will be called Muskville. And only the musky will be allowed. People that want to be the most musky will be allowed. Now, this interview is over. I'm going to go try to see if I can contact Don Lemon and get him back on, and he can follow Tucker Carlson on there. Ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk. Sorry. He just all of a sudden interrupted the show because I was talking about NASA. And he didn't even explain anything except for that only beautiful people and rich people are going to be musky and join the Muskville. All right, we're going to be all right. Don't worry about it. Gail, Pete, Cranky Kim, 106, Area 106. Don't worry about that. We're all going to be good. If they all go to Mars, we'll be able to rebuild our society with them. Without them. Oh, he's coming back. He's walking with purpose. I told you not to talk about Mars. You didn't, sir. Well, don't talk about taking everybody up there. Then you can talk about it. This whole thing with NASA, you trying to report this, it's just not right. I'm going to have to call my buddy Tucker. I'm going to have to give him another exclusive interview about Mars and the no aliens are not up there. Because you know what? You people out there think I look like an alien. See ya. All right, see ya. Hopefully he doesn't come back. Whew. We had Michael Jackson join us this morning. Now Elon Musk. Who else will join us? Oh, Lord. Speaking of that, our poll question this morning. Don't let him know I'm telling you. Elon Musk to Mars. He's just here with us. Do you think we'll ever live on Mars one day? Well, only the pretty people will and the rich. Yes, 42% of you say yes. 42% of you say no. 15% you go, maybe I'm not really here. Because that's what maybe means to me. Well, really, maybe. 20 minutes away from the top of the hour. More unusual news coming up for you. This morning, we're still going to talk about a lady in the final period. A French woman was found dead after she took a challenge. They got those challenges on TikTok challenge. This one was to go find ghosts or something, dress up like a witch. Her body was found in an old abandoned church. Some say it's filled with spirits. Now, I don't know if it's the spirits that are there that you don't see or the spirits that, make you a little intoxicated. We'll talk about that later on this morning. After the break, I got to give you an update on my neighborhood. I'm going to do my Mr. Rogers thing. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day. Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Back in a moment.
You're walking south or on your favorite trail. You get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world? Hi, I'm Holly Reese. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense. All women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively. With technical drills to build their survival skills, you can be your own hero. Classes and private seminars are available. Learn today to have a safer tomorrow. WarriorDefenders.com.
Wishbone fried chicken.
Unfortunately for Elon, it will take longer to see Mars than he has life years in his life. He has life years in his life. But he's the man. But he's the man for trying. Yep. Holly. Yes, Holly. I just said Holy. It's Holly. Oh my goodness. What is going on with this?
We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowetaforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Want to give back to your community in a meaningful way? Cares for Kids is a Keller Williams Realty founded charity in which 100% of money raised goes directly to children.
Good day, Gail. Say hello to one of our new fantastic listeners, Cranky Kim from Australia. He's a great guy. Now, Gail lives in Tennessee, by the way. Just to let you know. Fewer grammar issues than the last message. That's fine. Grammar issues than the last one. That's fine. We're all good. We all know what everybody's saying.
Spaced Out Radio. Come join us every night starting at midnight on WQEE 99.1 FM. Together, we will head down a path of mystery and unbelievable stories of people's experience and true tales of ghosts, UFOs, monsters from the finest storytellers we know. Tune in Spaced Out Radio nightly on WQEE 99.1 FM. We're together, my friends. We own the night.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of the 45 Affair Radio Show, where I play all.
Morning 45s.
You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM. Don't enjoy it.
Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary, ladies and gentlemen. We're about, I'd say, 15 minutes to the top of the hour, about 15 minutes to the top of the hour. And we're holding it about 60 degrees under cloudy skies. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Still to come, we're going to talk about this mysterious death of a young French woman found dead in a old church that's full of spirits. Now, I wonder what kind of spirits were in there. The ones you can't see or the ones that were being made? We'll talk about that. She did some kind of TikTok challenge, and we'll get into that in just next period and some strange and unusual news. But first, it is time for Mr. Ryan's Neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my crazy neighbor? How are you doing today, boys and girls? Yes, welcome. Yes. Yes, you could be. It's a neighborly day. All right. The reason I'm doing all that, ladies and gentlemen, is I've got a story about my neighbors. No names. I actually don't even know their names. For a while now, it's been very kind of quiet in the neighborhood. But of course, every once in a blue moon, this couple that lives behind me likes to get into a Oh, okay. So it must have been the YouTube challenge yesterday. They like to get into disagreements about, 10 o'clock at night when everybody's getting ready to go to bed. Well, last night they got into it. Couple but scratches next door. Yay. Hey, yep. And here's the thing. Finding out last night, it was easy to find out that I guess she was no longer staying there. She decided to leave. He calls her up, supposedly. Supposedly, that's what we hear. I mean, it's right outside the bedroom. You're going to hear everything. She says, you called. They were yelling, and she's like, you called the police on me. I was like, oh, man. I looked out the window, and yes, 2 patrol officers had pulled up. And she was sitting in her car, so one of them went over to talk to her, and he said, whoa, I'm the one that called. You need to come talk to me first. Me. And then they started talking, and then the officer ended up saying, look, why did you call the police? If you called her over here, if she's leaving, he said, I just want her to leave. Well, if you don't want us to arrest her or anything, why'd you call the police? If she's leaving and she says she's leaving and you want her to leave, why? And they just fussed a little bit more. I was like, good Lord Almighty. It was a waste of taxpayers' money, but I mean, it's not like the two were beating each other up or whatever. Okay. Everybody in the neighborhood knows they just argue. Every once in a blue moon. But I guess she was officially kicked out or she left or something because she was leaving. And she ended up leaving and the police ended up leaving and it was all. But the police, I was like, well, why did you call the police if this is all? What's up, ABC in his house? That's what your friend calls you. So since your friend calls you that, I'm going to call you ABC. So that was my beautiful day in the neighborhood story. That was a beautiful day in the neighborhood story. Mr. Ryan's neighborhood. Smoking that crystal pistol. Well, he said, I'm at home having a few of my own. I'm having a few, a couple drinks. It's my home. I didn't do anything illegal. He said, I'm not drunk. Police were like, come on, man. And I know people out there think, you hear all these national stories of people police officers shooting people and people attacking police officers. It was, why did you call us? Because I wanted her to leave, but I don't want her arrested. Well, if you don't want her, why? Ma'am, are you leaving? Yes, I'm leaving. Well, then why'd you call? It was a whole, I don't understand what's going on here thing. I thought it was funny. I was like, because look, I never hear shootings or anything going on in my neighborhood. It's just a couple that got into it. You see, that's what happens when one person is expected to pay all the bills. And another one leaves because they don't want to help. Oh, thank you for being my neighbor. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary.
The Lakers have advanced to the NBA playoffs by winning their play-in game in New Orleans, 110-106. The Lakers dominated the second quarter, outscoring the Pelicans 34-16 to take a 10-point lead. LA also overcame a strong performance by Zion Williamson, who had 40 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Oh, you uploaded the Seinfeld episode to Discord. That's cool. That one.
Led by LeBron James, 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. Anthony Davis delivered 20 points.
This really happened last night. I was trying to sleep.
I'm Dave Ferry.
One other play-in round final had Sacramento defeating Golden State 118-94. Major League Baseball American League winners included Detroit, Baltimore, Toronto, and Tampa Bay. This is SRN Sports. Staying with baseball, other American League winners included Cleveland because the City Chicago White Sox game was postponed. National League winners were Philadelphia, Miami, the New York Mets, San Diego, the LA Dodgers, and Arizona. League winners included Atlanta, St. Louis, and Seattle. In the NHL, NHL, the Washington Capitals take the last remaining postseason berth on an empty net goal in a tie game.
PJ Oshie scored the game winner with 3 minutes to go in regulation. The Capitals
Okay.
playoffs with a
I think I've got a couple of things to say. A couple more strange news, including the Blair Witch Project. We're going to talk about the reboot of that.
Having to do a little bit more things in the 200-foot game, so it's definitely special to score the one for it to go in.
Johnny Lindgren made 27 saves for the Caps.
Correspondent Michael Longo reporting. This is SRN Sports.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to the RyanORadio Penitentiary. What's up, sports nuts, inmates, and more? Have you seen that new midget wrestling show? I have not seen it. I want to check it out. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about that young French woman found dead in an old church in France. Also, the Blair Witch Project, 25 years later, being rebooted. Yeah, they did a second Blair Witch Project. Yeah, they're talking about how much money it made did well, but the second one, I watched the first one. It was good for what it was. The second one was like, it was almost like watching the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then when the second one come out, it was more comedic. Yeah. And then later on, the Leatherface movies were good. And we even had one guy in here that was R.L. Mintnoff was one of the guys behind the mask in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He was on the show a few years ago. Yeah, I got a picture of it up on the WQEE website. Me standing there with him. Why is this sound going on? Uh-oh. The aliens are coming to get us. Elon Musk is sending them to them. All right, some headline news going into the bottom of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. Border Patrol intercepts more than 1,000 pounds of methamphetamine, cocaine, chemicals, and more that originated in China. See, we keep telling China that the aliens are not real, and they keep trying to finish us off. We got to use the alien thing to make sure that they don't come after us anymore. And I'm going to talk about this in the next hour. OAN News has settled their lawsuit for the lies about the 2020 elections. There you go. Broadcasting those. Really, yes, ABC. There's going to be a Blair Witch Project new movie. I love that movie. The original movie, I like the original one. The second one where they were like this five group of friends that were trying to follow the original three, and then it turned into whatever it turned into. I thought it was like they were trying too hard, and it looked more like a movie than the original one was like a 3 people using a camera. I like the original concept of looking like 3 people video cameraing themselves. They're like, at the time it was considered kind of low budget looking, but I still thought it was good. Well, the Blair Witch Project 2, I didn't like. But this one that's coming out now, I don't know how it's going to be. It's supposed to be a takeoff of the original movie. So hopefully it's going to be filmed through the eyes of a camera of these students the way it was in the original. They need to make a good horror about the Skin Walker Ranch. Yes, Sweet Leaf, you guys tell us about that. Sue says, yeah, it's scary to hear those stories. Sweet Leaf says, yeah, they definitely need to make one. Our Navajo Nation people are agreeing with you, Cranky. We're going to get ready to take a break. A little bit of news, a little bit of news and scary news for you coming up in the next hour. Scary. Or I should say not scary, but weird and odd. Get a little freaky with you. We're going to get weird with you. No, not that kind of weird. There was one in 2016. Remember that? Yep. I didn't like that one. that was kind of a movie where they were not pointing at each other. They were kind of pointing at each other, and they were all college kids that wanted to follow the original characters and find out what happened to them. And then they end up having their own mishaps. I watched it. I was like, ugh. I was like, Blair Witch Project didn't need a part 2. A reboot's one thing, but a part 2, it don't need. Back in a moment. Yeah.
House impeachment managers delivered 2 articles of impeachment against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas to the Senate, forcing senators to convene a trial. House Speaker Mike Johnson says Republicans demand the Senate hold a full impeachment trial for Mayorkas.
If Senator Schumer cares at all about the suffering of Americans and the disaster that Mayorkas has wrought at the border, then he will hold a full and public trial. The American people want a full and public trial. I think they deserve to see the evidence, and it will be unconscionable and, in my view, unconstitutional if Chuck Schumer fails in that responsibility.
Also in SRNnews.com, a Supreme Court case could throw out felony charges against January 6 protesters and former President Trump. Justices were hearing an appeal brought by a former police officer who was seeking to dismiss a charge accusing him of trying to overturn the 2020 election. The law being used by the government originated with the Enron case. It applies to document shredding. During oral arguments, Justice Samuel Alito suggests the government may be going too far in bringing obstruction of an official proceeding charges against Capitol riot defendants.
Let's say that today, while you're arguing or Mr. Green is arguing, 5 people get up one after the other, and they shall either keep the January 6th insurrectionists in jail or free the January 6th patriots. And as a result of this, our police officers have to remove them forcibly from the courtroom. And let's say we have to delays the proceeding for 5 minutes. And I know that.
I'll be finished. I got 1 more hour, but you can, if you have to go, I appreciate you being with us all morning. I do 3 hours from 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So whatever time you came on to another hour, I've got another hour. Usually I have some great guests, so this has just been me by myself this morning.
In Alaska, some are calling for a boycott. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
Abortion advocates have turned SRNnews.com.
Okay, so Domino's perfect combo includes 2 medium 1-topping pizzas.
About to come back.
8 cinnamon twists and a 2-liter Coke. Today we're on the street asking real people how much they think it all costs. All of it? All of it. $44 or $45? $34.99. The 2 pizzas are probably 10 each.
75?
Well, what if I told you that this Domino's perfect combo is only $19.99. Shut the front door.
This'll be a family.
It's Domino's perfect combo and it's all just $19.99.
I will. I wish maybe so. ABC says I'm eating rice. Well, are you putting any kind of sauce on it? Are you doing anything with the rice? Because just plain rice is, but some people like gravy on it. Oh, I know, Cranky Kim, it is good. Veggie. What? Veggie. Oh, no.
Fish dinners open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken.
Oh, there's meat in it. Okay. Rice and meat's what you're having.
So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31.
Americans don't like it, but a bit of butter and. Yes, is it a bug? Thank you for asking, Gail. I didn't want to get into that. We make, don't worry, in the South, we make chicken and cherry pies, and some people up north eat I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say. Not up. Some people up in in North Carolina in the mountains eat possums. Oh, with bread loaves. I love bread. Is the bread toasted or not? No, it's like peanut butter, but it's not. Google it. All right, I'm gonna Google it. I'm trying to figure out what that was.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station, its management, or its clientele.
All right, we're going to do it once more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, a sandwich.
And this time, no mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like veggie mint. It's kind of like is it kind of like Nutella? Nutella? A big brown Australian food spread made from leftover brewer's yeast extracted from various vegetables and spices. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Looks like Nutella, but it's not sweet. Yeah. Welcome back in. It's the final period of play. We're going to dive right into it. Are you guys going to dive into it with us? Please do. Stay tuned. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host with the most, Ryan O'Neal, and of course, yes, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide, all over, ladies and gentlemen, all over the RyanORadio Penitentiary page media. We're across the Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're also across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, eh? And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we're across the Jordan Communication and Family Radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM WQEE, home of Southern Sports, inspirational talk, headline news, and the home of RyanORadio Penitentiary. To all of you wonderful folks out there, we appreciate you. We thank you for being with us. And to our haters, we got this to say to you. Veggie mint, I think I'm saying it right, hopefully, is you can make it into a sandwich. Wow, I'm looking it up. It's from Australia. Guys, that's what Cranky Kim was talking about this morning on the feed. For those on the YouTube feed, like, subscribe, and share. He was telling us about this. What it is a thick, dark brown Australian food spread. Looks like it comes in something looks like Natalia, sorry. But it's not as sweet. But it's brown spread made from leftover brewer's yeast extraction with various vegetables and spices. You can put it over bread. I would toast the bread and put it over. I don't know if you toast it or just put it on regular bread, loaves, or whatever. Woo. Jordan knows about you now. By the way, I told him about you on stream. We call you radio guy. Thank you, ABC. I appreciate that. I'm known as the radio guy around a lot of places. I appreciate that. Man, that stuff sounds good. I might have to try it. You can order it here in the United States. Mike could put it in, use it in spices and cook something with it. You never know. You got a squeeze version. You got looks like butter tubs. You got tubs that look like tubs of them. Then you got ones that look like Nutella. But wow. Oh, I found some for pretty cheap. Wow. Most of it wants in America from $20 up to $90. Well, that's for a case of it. $90 for a case of it. I'd only want to try the spread or something sometimes to see if I would like it. Either way, it's duck nuts. Oh, really? How would you like to try that, Gil and Pete, and everybody in America. Yeah. It was developed in 1922. First sold October 25th, 1923. Butter your toast, then apply your veggie mint, and you got a good feeds. Tasty. Duck nuts. That's good. Duck nuts are good. Dead beer. Flavored spread. No, thank you. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Why not? Taste them. Let me know what it tastes like, Americans. All right, let's jump into it. Headline news, some stuff with a little bit of sports for you. Get rid of that. All right. Governor Brian Kemp is looking into putting the budgets together. He's staying away from Medicaid in the state of Georgia and sports betting. The governor has until May 7th to sign off all the stacked bills he has. Atlanta Vibes clinch the playoff. The city's newest sports team that everybody's supporting in their inaugural season, and Pro Volleyball Federation to clinch a spot in the league's postseason. The Vibe sits at 15-4 on the season, and the team won 11 out of the last 12 matches they had. Atlanta's back at the Gas South Arena this coming up Tuesday. Well, actually last night against Grand Rapids Rise. So there you go. Wow. The Atlanta Dream selected a small forward from Australia and a 12th overall first-round pick on Monday's WNBA draft. And Caitlin Clark went to the Indiana Fever. So there you go. That's a couple of news stories. AEW tonight's Dynamite, just to let you know, Jon Moxley returns. He won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship from New Japan Wrestling. He's back to talk tonight. Also, Adam Copeland and Willow Nightingale tag up to take on Brody King and TBS champion Julia Hart. Will Ospreay takes on Claudio Castro. Oh, man, there's going to be one heck of a match between the two. Claudio is the former Cesaro, for those who don't know. Taz is going to broker a meeting between Hook and Chris Jericho. Okada and the Young Bucks take on Pac, Daniel Garcia, and Petra. Deanna Perez takes on Maria May. And there's going to be some appearances from challenger Swerve Strickland and AEW champion Samoa Joe. I won't be watching because it's just not my thing anymore. Just not my thing anymore. 12 minutes past the hour. Current conditions, ladies and germs. We are holding at 60 degrees under cloudy skies. Time and temperature brought to you by our wonderful friends at Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for the rodents, critters, or greetings. All Mike and the crew can exterminate and let it smack down for you. Cranky said it's good stuff. Could be tasty. I would try just to know if it's good. Gail, thank you. Our cherry pie and cherry cobbler maker is talking about it. She knows food. I'm using the AI to voice the Jerry Seinfeld introduction for now. Ooh, that's pretty cool, ABC. So you guys are going to do something one day. Here's what's going to happen. Cranky Kim's going to become a famous comedian in America from Australia. ABC is going to produce his sitcom. And then, of course, you guys can let me have a job wherever. But I'm bringing you guys together, so. There we go. Already come up with it. All right. April 16th, this news story came out as of yesterday. Electronic voting technology company Smartmatic announced on Tuesday to settle its lawsuit against news outlet One American News for broadcasting lies about the 2023 election. Smartmatic has resolved its litigation against OAN WNN, which means they probably won't be on the air. They don't have the money. Sorry to all the haters. Yeah, nope, you guys are going to do it. Through a settlement, says Eric Conley of Smartmatic, the lead attorney for them, telling ABC News in a statement. According to the court filing, Smartmatic and One America News notified a federal judge in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday that they plan to drop the case. No details on the settlement to why and where and what they got paid. In 2021, Smartmatic claimed OAN made false comments that harmed the company, alleging that Smartmatic software was used in the voting machines in 30 states during the 2020 election. Smartmatic software was only used in Los Angeles. Wow. The lawsuit accused OAN host and guest of claiming that Smartmatic's software was used to ballot stuff and to switch votes from one president to the current president. Smartmatic claimed that its victims was a victim of OAN's decision to increase its viewership and influence by spreading disinformation. OAN was dropped in 2022 by Verizon, Fios, and DirecTV. Try to find them on the internet somewhere if you want to watch them talk in their mom's basement. But they told us the truth. No, they didn't. While Smartmatic case against OAN has been settled, their lawsuits against Fox News and Newsmax are still pending. They're seeking $2.7 billion from Fox News, which Fox News will be able to pay that and stay in business, unlike the other two smaller ones, for the defrauding claim that its voter technology was involved in an election fraud back in the 2020 presidential election. Last year, Fox News settled with DVS with $770.5 million, and Elon Musk earlier, that's why he's got all these people like Tucker Carlson on X that you have to pay for. Even Don Lemon, because the false claims on both sides of the aisle. But he likes for it. DVS lawsuit against OAN is still pending as well. The network settled a separate lawsuit filed by their executive Eric Coomer in September. So, Musk for president. No, let's don't have him for president. Now he's coming back in here. Oh my God. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Hey, I heard that guy say I need to be president. Right now, I'm just too busy to be president. I'm making you guys pay for X. Take your wombat for a walk. Take your wombat for a walk. Go for it, bro. I tell you what, this guy wants me to be president. Maybe the next go around. See you on the other side. See you on the next one, brother. We appreciate it. Enjoyed having you this morning. And I tell you what, I don't care who wins or whatever, as long as I can continue to let the Nazis be on X and move to Mars. Oh yeah, I'm going to move to Mars. You don't believe me? Try me. Good morning. This is Elon Musk. Can I help you? Hello? This is Elon Musk. Can I help you? I'm talking about moving to Mars. Shoot. They didn't want to talk. Your listener didn't want to talk to me, right? I know. Nobody wants to talk to you. I'll have to check it. I'll try to go check your previous message. What have you done? Not every YouTuber will imagine my face every time you see ABC News. Now every YouTuber will imagine my face every time you say ABC News. Yep. They should, ABC. Well, I tell you what, I'll run for president next go around, but this go around, it's a little too late. Have a nice day. All right, Elon, we appreciate it. That man's not a very smart man, is he? Hey, Forrest, how you doing this morning? Over in Greenbow, Alabama, I'm doing well. Mama told me to tell you hello, and she said that Elon Musk ain't nothing but a troublemaker. She ain't going to take the X. Now, she ain't taking the market-based. Mama said that he's going to give the market-based to everybody, and Elon Musk is the guy going to give the market-based. Oh, YouTube viewers. Okay, every time YouTube viewers see your name, they're going to think of ABC News. There you go. That's right. Now we got it right. He was sorry about that. He was just waiting for me to come in. Foss, come. Nice to meet you. Mama says that Elon Musk ain't nothing but a dirty rat. She said we used to get rats out with brooms. So that's what you should do. You got a broom over there. Get the rat out with it. I just want to say hello from Greenbow, Alabama. Jenny's here with me. Jenny, hi, tell everybody. Jenny, come over here and talk to Ryan. Foss, I don't feel like talking to Ryan. Jenny, come over here and say hello. You are live on the radio. Roll Tide. Okay. Good morning, Ryan. This is Jenny. Foss. Now you need to get off that phone. Mama, stop talking to me. I'm at the radio station in Newton. Mama's always trying to, Foss, what are you doing on the radio? You got another career? Mama, leave me alone. Thank you. There you go. Good morning, Cher, finally joining us. It took her almost all morning. I'm just kidding. Took her almost all morning to join us when we had all these wonderful people on it. Would love to have met her from Australia and everywhere else. We want to thank Elon Musk for being our guest today. Michael Jackson coming back from the dead and trying to defend himself. And we just had Forrest Gump and his family there. We got some strange and unusual news for you. Right around the corner, 21 minutes past the hour. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary Active Pest Control, bringing you a look at your time and temperature, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. It is currently 60 degrees. I want to talk about this. 25 years ago, this movie came out. ABC, it took him almost all morning to get here too. 25 years ago, the Blair Witch Project came out. The original, 2016, it was part 2 that was, yawn fest in my opinion. What's it got to do with strange and unusual? They're rebooting it. They're not going to have the original cast because the original cast will be too old to play college students. Now, I'm hoping that they're going to keep it the way it was with their video one another. They've all got video cameras. They're going out in the woods to find this Blair Witch. 25 years ago, I was a kid. Woo-wee! I think a lot of us were kids 25 years ago. But 25 years after the fall of 3 student filmmakers going missing, venturing out into the woods of Blurksville, Maryland, to find the Blair Witch. And everyone they interviewed said, don't go. It's bad. People get lost there. They kept the video cameras on at all times. Cher says, not me. Does that mean 25 years ago you were not a kid 25 years ago? I don't think I was either. I was a young adult. Probably consider a loser because I was taking care of my mom and my brother and all them because my dad had passed away. But I was a loser. Back then. If you're not making your $15 an hour job and selling moonshine on the side, you're a loser. Anyway, I don't know when the date this movie's going to come out, but ladies and germs, we'll see. The second one wasn't too good to me, but we'll see this reboot if it's any good. Yep, you were a loser, says Cher. She just said, yep. So when I said I was a loser, she was like, yep. Yep. I know it's just insane to think the Blair Witch Project is still going 25 years later, even though we all thought it was real back then. I know, right? A lot of people thought it was. Let's redo it. Let's redo it, they say. All right, we're going to come back and talk about a French woman taking a new TikTok challenge that they end up police finding her dead body. We'll talk about that in an old abandoned church filled with spirits. Was it the kind of spirits that are being made in the woods? Could have been. It's an abandoned church. You never know. Back in a moment. Oh, I know what you were saying, Cher. I'm just picking because it made it more funny going with what I had said. Seems like that movie just came out. Yeah, but if you go back and look at it, there was no cell phones in it. It was video cameras. They're probably going to add cell phones to this day and time. But you should be able to if you get lost in the woods, you should be able to text somebody.
A few showers early on Friday morning with a 40% chance rain high near 85.
Oh, if you got internet on your phone, you'll be able to contact somebody through your Facebook. Hey, we're lost out in the woods. Come get us. Call the police.
Low near 60, winds light and variable. That's your active weather forecast.
Back then, they just got lost and it was over for them.
Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all.
Pest Control offers the best services and prices that protect your home. Offering both monthly and quarterly pest control services, plus specific services like bed bug, turn roach, and flea control. Even if you can't see them, insects are all around you 24/7. Active Pest Control wants to be the first line of defense. Active Pest Control. Repair.
I wish this would stop coming up. McAfee. I have everything I need.
Want to give back to your community in a meaningful way? Cares for Kids is a Keller Williams Realty founded charity in which 100% of money raised goes directly to children in need in our area. Cares for Kids helps fund local organizations like Angel's House, Calvina Casa, Elevate, and more. Help Cares for Kids reach their mission of serving 1 million children. Call 678-634-9770 today to learn more on how to be involved, or text K for K Unit to 44321 to donate.
Yeah, me too, ABC.
Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time on WQEE. Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show.
Ooh.
Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's Braves Country. Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Well, they made it like a documentary or one of those
99.1 FM. Hi, this is Mark Soriano, asking you to tune into
college type movies,
every Sunday at 9:30 a.m.
but it had more action to it.
WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith.
I like that they did it though. It was like it looked like people were following each other around with cameras.
Tune in to Let Go and Let God Sunday right here on WQEE. Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of the 45s Affair Radio Show, where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Noonan, Georgia.
Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Ladies and gentlemen, it's getting a little freaky in here now. It's getting a little weird. We're going to get weird with you. Ooh. Woo. Our poll question this morning, we talked about Elon Musk last week and him wanting to move to Mars and all this kind of stuff. He come in this morning defending himself. Give everybody the right to defend themselves. Do you think we'll live on Mars one day? 42% of you say yes. 45% of you say no. 13% is like, oh, maybe. That's how I take it, because that's what I would say. That's what I would say. Oh, you missed a lot of things this morning. Oh, hold on. Good morning. Hello. Hello.
Hi, is it Ryan?
Yes. Who is this?
Ryan, this is Avery Advisor. On a recorded line as a qualified specialist, not licensed agent. And I'm calling regarding to Medicare Part C option. I just want to make sure I have the right person here.
I got everything I need. Unless you guys plan on giving me some free money, I'm pretty set.
So, what I'd like to do is that, Ryan, firstly, this is RyanShelander, and you're in Georgia with zip code 30263.
Yeah. Are you stalking me?
Okay, no, I'm not stalking you, man. We just had your information. You went on our website to punch in your name and number. So yeah, that's where we're giving you a call. If it's right, I just was verifying if this was the right person. And then, by the way, sir, Tony with Major Advisors on a recorded line, and I'm a qualified specialist, non-licensed agent. And I'm calling in regards to Medicare Part C. We're just giving a little bit of enlightenment so we can have that knowledge with you today. Okay, Mr. Ryan? So, yeah, I just want to give you a quick recap, as you may have already, Mr. Ryan. Your Medicare Part A is your hospital insurance. Part B is your medical insurance. And there's parts which I'm calling to enlighten you about today, includes both A and B services, but may offer additional benefits. All I can do is just ask you one quick question, Mr. Ryan.
Yes.
Are you currently enrolled in Medicare Parts A and B, and you have the red, white, blue card?
I got everything I need. Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect. And that's Medicaid, not Medicaid, right, Ryan?
Correct. I got everything I need.
Perfect. So based on the information provided, you may be eligible to enroll in Medicare Part C. But what I'd like to do is that, Ryan, are you currently enrolled in C also?
I've got everything I need.
I'm pretty sure what it is.
Yep, I got everything I need. Thank you. I couldn't even joke with it. I feel bad for him. Get these crank calls all morning. All day long, they get 25 numbers across the United States. You put them on a no-call list. They still call because there's only one call center that's live out there. While everybody else like, oh, well, I'm sitting at home working from the gold. These are jobs. Yep. Those are $4 an hour jobs at the end of taking out everything, taxes and everything, you're getting paid $4 or $5 an hour. I didn't really want to be mean to him. If he just started, if it wouldn't have been something, if it had something to do with Medicare, I'd let it go ahead and go. That's why I talked to him nice, guys. But if it wouldn't have been that, I would have picked on him. But see, that's the kind of calls people are getting all day. Because this is a perfect example of all the jobs that you keep telling the 20-year-olds out there that they're out there and they're not. And you keep in your imagination thinking $15 an hour is going to pay your bills. And in the end, when everything is taken out, those people are barely making it. And what are you doing? Calling them losers? I just want to know. This ain't 1970 anymore, 1985, where $15 was a lot of money. Okay? I'm pointing out that we get these crank calls all day from the same call center with different numbers. And a lot of people are getting it because it's the same people that are sitting around doing this all day because there's only one or two possible live call centers in the United States and probably across the world right now, because everything else is artificial intelligence. Heck, I had some AI started calling on these things. You're too young for Medicare. Well, I just said that because I didn't want to get into anything with them. I've got my insurance. I've got insurance. I got my own insurance that I just at first was going to mess with him, but then I started feeling bad for him. So I was like, I'm just going to get off the phone. But this is the example of, in reality, that there's no jobs out there in AI. And you got some people going around calling, oh, Randy Rocket Cody's crazy for saying all that. And people are crazy for thinking that. And people are not bad for making moonshine on the side. And people are not this and people are not that. They're all good people. It's not 1985 anymore. Half of your mill jobs are now, half of your factory jobs now are AI, artificial intelligence and robots. Oh, I block all these, but they call with other numbers, Share. And it's on the radio station. And this is a business. And they'll call all day long. They'll be bugging the living daylight. I'll be talking to somebody on the phone about business, and they'll be beep, beep, beep. And they won't stop calling. And I've even told them to stop calling. And it's the same call center, because the same 5 people call me midday going, this is Dave. This is Mike. I mean, you know they're not Dave or Mike or whatever, wherever they're from. But I mean, I don't care what they call their names and everything. But reality is, I'm trying to get it out there to let everybody know that 90% of the jobs out there are automated right now. They're starting with the call center jobs for your cable companies, for your phone companies. And I guess they haven't got to the people that bug the living daylights at telemarketer jobs yet, but it will get to be the telemarketer jobs one day. So the only people that's got real jobs right now is telemarketers. And people go, that's a good job. They give you insurance. Yeah, they take it all out for you. We're going to pay you $16 an hour and take insurance out and take this out and take that out. And I understand taxes and everything. That's normal. Now, of course, all of us want the IRS to shut down, but that's everybody agreements. You know, in the end, you're making $7 an hour. Really? Then they say, do better if you con somebody. So let's stop trying to act like that these people's jobs are good jobs. Let's stop in our imaginary conspiracy theories. Same people believe those jobs are that way are the same ones that think lizard people are real. Yeah, I get different numbers too. Numbers different usually. And they all go in your state if they're calling you. These are all Georgia area codes. And sometimes they're from different other states, but they're all with Georgia area codes. So you don't know who it is. So you have to pick up. And bills are coming close. Everybody keeps on acting like down the road, but nobody wants to listen to the man that sees it coming, that already knows it's coming. I told you stuff 7 years ago. It's coming true. I told you stuff that was going on with social media and the FCC coming to take that out and starting to shut down lies. You can't spread lies. You can tell, you can have fun and do things, but you can't spread lies just because you like something. You see things happen. I told you people being sued. I told you all this, and it's happening. And I'm telling you now that AI is taking over all these jobs. And people go, but no. Well, you know, if you live in a smaller community, there's a possibility that AI is not going to take all the jobs over. You have local businesses, local Walmart, the local Target or whatever, the local restaurants, they'll still have live people working there. You'll still have truck drivers coming. Just one day when you see a truck, I don't understand truck drivers, if they replace them with automated drivers, who's going to unload the the truck because it's not a requirement of the restaurant to do so. But most of your calls that you're getting that are irritating you right now, they're telemarketers, and most of them are live. The other ones, when you call your local cable company and stuff, and you call your phone company, you want to change something, that's an automated person. That's an AI. There's no real people there anymore. I get different states. They can leave a message and I will call them back if I need to. A robot will unload it. Not if you got a local ground, that makes sense, ABC, but if you got a local mom and pop restaurant, they're not going to buy a robot to unload. They hired old Jeffro to work for them. He'll be the one unloading it. And Jeffro's back there cooking in the kitchen, taking care of his family. So he's got to stop preparing the food of the day to go unload the truck. So, and then we're still not going to be able to hire more people to help because the AI is going to, even though it's going to cost less, they're still going to sell the food to these people for the same price. So then local mom and pop can't get an extra couple of hands hired so that Jeffro could stay back there in the kitchen and prepare for the day like he usually does. Yep, that's nothing but silence. I get beep, 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 beep. I'll put the radio station when I leave. I'll put it on answering the phone and messages, and I'll come back with early in the morning. And like this morning, I had a message. I pressed it and it was beep, 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 beep. And every single number on there was a Georgia number. And they were calling all the way to 7, 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, it's about time to change the radio station number, isn't it? True, that's creepy when it happens. Yep. And people don't see it. They're ignoring it and pretending like it's not real and pretending like all the stuff that you see on the internet. There's plenty of jobs out there. Plenty of jobs out there. Yeah, there's plenty of jobs out there. Yeah, they put them out there to pretend like there's plenty of jobs. And most of the companies like, hey man, I'd love to work for WOW, or I'd love to work for Spectrum or something like that. Well, eventually those jobs are going to be obsolete. And there's a lot of call center jobs in those particular positions that are not live anymore. And somebody worked their butts off from, say they went in there when they were 20 something and now they're 50, because there's a lot of people who will find careers and really love where they work, right? And then this AI comes and takes over, and these people probably are not going to get any kind of good retirement or anything. And when he started, the pay grade was $12.50, and it was good. And the pay grade today is $15 or $16 an hour, and the same, everything's still coming out the same for insurance with the families and everything. So they're not getting paid as much as you think they are. But you got older people to sit out there going, I know you can do this. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, back when candy was 5 cents and a soda was a quarter. Yeah. $15 an hour is being rich. And one person could take care of all of it. But the AI is destroying that for those people now. So it goes back to that call that I had right there. That telemarketer, once they figure out how to replace these telemarketers, those jobs will be shut down. All right, we're going to take a break here in just a few moments. Get ready to close out. We're 15 minutes away from the top of the hour. Current conditions, 60 degrees, cloudy skies out there. RyanORadio Penitentiary. All the area, you're in lockdown with yours truly, Active Pest Control, bringing you a look at that. A young French woman was found dead in an abandoned church in northern Italy. And after a few days went by, the 22-year-old was from France, and she died in a most terrifying way. She was stabbed to death, gunshot wounds, and more. I'm not going to get into the gory details, but they say that the area supposedly is haunted and that this young lady was doing a ghost hunting challenge that was put out to her on TikTok. And the challenge is ghost hunting challenge. She dressed up as a witch and was found dead. Investigation is still going on in this situation. Wow. Somebody got rid of her because she walked in on them going, oh, we're making moonshine. Yeah, they were doing it in Italy. Be like, oh, the mamma mia, we're making a moonshine. Get rid of her. She walked in on the Italian mafia. You didn't see anything. Get rid of her. Yes, Godfather. I'm not making fun of the woman being dead. I'm just making fun of what it was because everybody said, oh, it's a haunted church. Like the ghost killed her. That is messed up, ABC. It is. Got a lot of scam calls and political calls. Political calls, they're going to do that this time of year, of course. And it's automated at first before they get it into. Most of them are automated. Are you going to vote for Trump? Are you going to vote for Biden? Are you going to vote for RFK Jr.? Pick 1 for Trump. Pick 2 for Biden. Pick 3 for RFK Jr. Thank you for your pick. We appreciate you and get out and vote. Used to, you had college kids would call and say, hey, you know, I'm with the Bernie Sanders organization and I want to get you to sign up and da 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 da. Now it's like, hello, my name is John. And I want to ask you who you are voting for. Are you Democrat or Republican or Independent? Choose one. Thank you. Who do you think will do best in their work? A, Trump. B, Biden. C, RFK Jr. Press 4 if you want to delete this message and also not have anyone call you back from this number and take your phone off this list. Sweetleaf for president. Sweetleaf, he wants you to be president. Sue says, Sweetleaf says, no, thank you. I'll just stay on the Navajo Nation where everything's safe and we don't say, they're calling again. Good morning. Hello.
Hi, Ryan.
Yes, who is this? Hello, who is this?
Yeah, it's Christy Lee with Support First on our court line. Call about the free subsidy allowance for the Affordable Care Act. Have you received that yet?
I don't have anything for that. Are you going to, what is that? What is it? I have insurance. So what is it you want to give me?
I'm looking for Ryan with Support First on our court line. Call about the free subsidy allowance for the Affordable Care Act. Have you received that yet?
I haven't. No, I haven't. What is that?
Not a problem. It's for folks that don't have Medicare, Medicaid, or work insurance. You don't have any of that, correct?
I have insurance. I have Aetna.
Okay, and you're in Georgia?
Yeah.
You don't have Medicare, Medicaid, or work insurance?
No, we don't have work insurance at the broadcast radio station. I have to get my own insurance myself.
That's everything I need from you. I'm going to go and get someone online and see what free subsidies you may qualify for.
Well, I don't want nothing changing.
How's the weather in Georgia today? Are you guys having a beautiful day out there, or is it a little bit on the warm side?
It's warm and cool out there.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
Like in the 70s out there?
Oh, it's in the 60s right now.
Georgia, can you take the call from here?
I'll take it from here. Again, my name is Edward. I'll ask you a few questions to get you qualified today. And do you already have Medicare, Medicaid, VA coverage, TRICARE, or employer coverage from a job?
I already have some insurance. I don't have either one of those, but I have some insurance of my own.
Is it through the marketplace or is it a private health insurance plan?
It's not through marketplace, no. So.
And how much are you paying every month for that?
Well, that's nothing I want to get into. It's not
Because I
anything.
can get you qualified for a $0 health plan, discounted dental and vision. I can get you qualified for that if you're paying a monthly premium out of your pocket for the same type of major medical health insurance. That's what I can offer you through the marketplace, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I already have all that anyway. Yeah. So I don't know why they had me put you over to me. They were trying to tell me you were going to give me some free money to pay for all my rent and food. Now they're sending me somewhere else, guys. Hello?
You have reached the Enrollment Center. Please hold to speak with a representative to see if you qualify for a $0 health plan.
See, it went through two people, guys. It went through two people. There was what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That is what I was talking about. There is not very many of these jobs left anymore. You saw 2 calls within this time. So I have proven that I'm right again. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Let's take a break.
Moving is a big decision. Selling or buying a home in any market, but especially today's, can raise a lot of questions. Hi, I'm Amy with Killingsworth Realty. My husband Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you.
You notice when I asked for them to pay my rent and all that kind of stuff, they just put me onto the automation. So when they start telling you they're going to give you all that stuff to people who have very little money out there, and they start telling these people they can get this stuff for free, they're lying. You're not going to get it. They just want to sign you up for whatever so-called insurance they have. And it's great to get the free insurance, that's great, but all the other freebies is lies. I done studied all this stuff. But there you go. I remember her, the insurance mascot. I know you hate talking. You want to talk to a real person, but it's coming to an end. The only real people you're going to talk to is people like that, share stuff that's something you don't need. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. You walk into a call centers today, there's only 5 or 6 people in there. All right, 10 at the most, I'm sorry. And they call the same 100 customers all day, every day. It's in their list, the same 100 customers. Same 100 numbers, I should say, not customers' numbers. I don't know how they got my name. Maybe through my insurance.
Baseball Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Well, that was getting people to buy, right? But they're not getting. Now you're going to have, my name is Aaron. I want you to buy insurance through my company. I can get it to you for free. We sent you over to Conman 1. Hey, it's Conman 1. How you doing? I want to give you all this stuff. Hello? Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Within this hour, 3 times these same people have contacted the station's number. And I've told them 3 days ago to take it off. I'm telling you once again, I'm right about it. There's not very many jobs in that industry anymore. And if you go, yes, there is. I know there is. Don't be a Karen. Don't act like that because it's not. Stop getting your panties in a wad and act like it is. Take of it, Ryan. People are tired of you telling the truth. Well, I'll tell you what. There you go. And I'm not putting down these people for what they're doing because they only got 100 people to call all day, every day. They got to keep themselves busy so they can get their little $15 an hour checks that end up being, by the end of the time everything's taken out, $10. Oh my goodness. I am so happy to see this guy. It's like long lost doctor. Oh, you're a Karen, but not about that. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, our burning question this morning is, we talked about it last week on Weird Wednesday, Elon Musk to Mars, want to move to Mars. Do you think we'll live on Mars one day? 39% of you say yes, 42% of you say no, 18% of you are like me going, oh, maybe, whatever. Maybe. That's how I am. We'll see. But, we had Elon up in here earlier. I was interviewing him, also the great dead Michael Jackson over his stuff because of some of our listeners making some jokes. But we had Elon, and he told us that only the rich, good-looking people are going to be asked to move to Mars. So the rest of us are stuck here.
That sucks.
Only the rich. So, but no, it won't suck because you know what? We'll have a better off society because we'll be able to take care of one another.
Maybe.
We'll send all the AI with them so we can have more jobs instead of having the same call center call you all day long. They got the same 2 call centers across the United States calling you all day long because everything else is artificial intelligence now. I've been telling you guys this stuff. People don't want to off to work. Have a good day. I'm off work Friday. I'll try to listen in. Appreciate it, Pete. But I tell you what, coming up tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, on the show, we'll have Courtney Lizo from the Book of the Dead podcast, True Crime Thursday, and Friday, comedian Jim Gossett joins us. But also, we want to thank our guests from yesterday, Emily, as well as Brandon, and all our friends from Everhome Suites. God, the mighty knows. While I'm trying to read something, it just comes up. McAfee needs it. No, McAfee don't. But of course, want to thank all of our friends for coming in with us yesterday from Everhome Suites. They've got a big event tomorrow from 12 to 2. I'm going to try to see if I can make it out there. If not, we had them on the show, and we appreciate them coming back. They came back and took pictures at the station with us and of the station, and we feel good that Everhome Suites by Choice Hotels can become part of the RyanORadio Penitentiary and the WQEE family. Also, we'll be getting some more great sponsors on as well. Southern States Bank is joining us this month. So great new shows coming on. Some shows not on, but a show that's been on for a long period of time. Second longest rated radio show in WQEE history, because we've only been there for about 8 years, is the Triple H show.
Prestigious.
Health, happiness, and harmony with Dr. Lewis Boynton.
National and international presenter.
National and international presenter. That's right.
That's right, dude.
And gourmet executive. I'm telling you, gourmet executive. I tell you what, he'll go order a Domino's pizza for you and me. Hey, here's the Domino's pizza. But while he's standing in the kitchen making oysters on the half shell and all this kind of stuff, or he'll make you hot dogs and chili and say, "You want hot dogs and chili? All right, I've got to eat some real food." That's right. But he's coming up next. at 10 a.m. to 11 Eastern Standard Time live on the network. And then from 11 to 12, another great program. We're going to have 12 to 2, the best sports lineup in the business with Rob Peterson. 2 to 3, the sports beat with Richard Holdridge. And 3 to 5, it's going to be Braves Country Radio, and they're going to be talking about things going on at the Braves game today between the Braves and the Astros. We'll be back here bright and early tomorrow morning. Yeah, I hate to say it, bright and early. Oh, I'm so early. You guys don't come on to me at 7, but Eastern time, but bright and early for me. Thursday tomorrow until we meet again. We'll say peace, lovers. I'm out of here. Stay tuned for health, happiness, and harmony with Dr. Lewis Blaington. He's up next, and it is a fantastic Wednesday. What do we call Wednesdays with you?
Zen's Day.
Zen's Days. I love it, man.
Zen, the beginner's mind.
Oh, man, it's going to be a good one today. It's about time he showed back up. We've been waiting about 2 weeks for him.
Long vacation.
He took a two-week vacation out of the country. And he was eating some fancy. While we were eating Domino's pizza, guys, he was eating French food somewhere in the Riviera at a cafe with a French woman named Marie.
I was in the Italian Riviera.
He was in the Italian Riviera with a woman named Maria going, "That's amore, Lulu. Lulu, I love you, Lulu. Your mustache reminds me of my ex-husband's mustache." You guys have a great day. Peace, love, respect. I'm out of here.
Ouch. Hey, man, I paid my invoice, okay? I just wanted to let you know.
Oh, that's good because I got paid on Monday. I told him, I said, he paid? Where in Italy did you go?
So I went to Milan. I went to San Remo, and then I went back to Bra, where my nephew is in school, which is like in the middle of wine country.
I hope you guys heard that, because I got some people listening. They're online on YouTube page that are listening from Italy.
Yeah, I was in Bra, I was in San Remo, and Milan.
Wow, some beautiful, beautiful parts of Italy.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you have a great day.
Then I came home and got really